Before Nike became a billion-dollar empire, it was just an idea inside the mind of one young man. A man with no factories, no big investors, no guarantee of success, just a dream and the courage to keep going. Today, Nike is one of the most powerful brands in the world. Its logo is recognized everywhere. Athletes, celebrities, even ordinary people wear Nike every single day. But very few people know how difficult the journey really was. Because before success, there were years of struggle, rejection, stress, and risk. This is the story of Phil Knight, the boy who built Nike from nothing. Phil Knight was born in Portland, Oregon. As a young man, he loved sports, especially running. But he was not a superstar athlete. He was simply passionate about competition and improvement. One day during college, he wrote a paper about a crazy idea. What if high-quality running shoes could be made in Japan and sold cheaper than expensive German shoes? At the time, almost nobody believed this idea mattered. But Phil Knight believed it could change everything. After college, Phil traveled to Japan. There, he contacted a shoe company called Onitsuka Tiger. Even though he had no real business, he convinced them to let him sell their shoes in America. That moment changed his life forever. At first, Nike did not exist. Phil sold shoes from the trunk of his car. Imagine that. One of the world's biggest brands. Started from the back of a car. No luxury office, no huge team, no millions of dollars. Just hard work and belief. But success did not come quickly. Phil Knight faced constant problems. The business was losing money. Banks refused to trust him. Competitors were bigger and stronger. Sometimes, he barely had enough money to keep the company alive. The pressure became so intense that he often couldn't sleep. Many people thought the business would fail completely. But Phil refused to quit. Instead of stopping, he kept taking risks, kept improving, kept moving forward. Eventually, Phil Knight decided to create his own brand. That brand became Nike. The famous swoosh logo was designed by a college student for only $35. At first, almost nobody cared about Nike, but Phil Knight understood something powerful. Great products alone are not enough. People must feel inspired. So Nike focused on motivation, determination, and pushing beyond limits. Then everything changed. Athletes started wearing Nike. The company began growing rapidly. And years later, Nike became a global empire worth billions. But the real lesson is not about shoes. It's about persistence. Phil Knight was not born rich. He did not have an easy path. He faced fear, pressure, and uncertainty for years. But he continued anyway. And that decision changed his entire future. Because sometimes, success does not belong to the smartest person. It belongs to the person who refuses to give up. Remember this. Every giant company once started small. Every successful person was once unknown. And every dream looks impossible until it becomes reality. Subscribe to Reset Life for more powerful stories about success, discipline, mindset, and the journeys behind the world's most successful people.